let's, do a little NFC North recap. Let's break down the other teams in the NFC North from this past week. Obviously, let's start off with Green Bay. Bo Nix was hooping, bro. 4 passing touchdowns. I like to hate
Yeah, he
on that
looked
dude.
good.
He looked good,
He
yeah.
looked good.
Yeah, went out there and outplayed Jordan Love. But, the Packers dealing with the injuries. They lost their starting tackle, Zach Tom. I don't know what his situation is. I know he's down. I think he re-injured his knee. Christian Watson chest injury. I don't know how that's going to affect him. If he can't play this week, that's a huge blow. Another guy, Jaden Reed. I know Josh Jacobs, all that. But that's a huge fucking blow. Micah Parsons, of course. You're down him. Evan Williams, safety. So you're looking at like 4 season-ending injuries for the Packers this year. Tucker Kraft, like Elton Jenkins, their best offensive lineman. So it's looking like I've talked to a lot of Packers fans, and I can't wait. I don't want to be that motherfucker that's like, oh, happy about injuries and shit. But these motherfuckers be talking crazy shit. They kind of put it on themselves. I'm not
Part of
gonna
the
lie.
game. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
If you play football in the NFL, you're going to get injured. It's not if, it's when.
Yeah,
So you just hope to stay healthy enough at the right time of the season. We haven't had a 100% defense the entire season. We
and
got
we've
guys banged up.
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? We got linebackers in and out. We got one of our best players in Kyler Gordon not being able to stay healthy the entire season.
Yeah.
We got corners coming in and out. So yeah, that's the name of the NFL, man. You just gotta, it's next man up mentality.
I seen somebody on Twitter. It was funny as hell. They were like, both the Bears have 2, star pass rushers that are out for the season. We have Dio Dangbo, and the Packers have Micah Parsons. And he was like, oh, both guys combined for 13.5 sacks this season. It's 2 huge losses, and it's all it's all Micah Parsons sacks. It was
It's
funny.
wild.
But this Packers team, I kind of get the feeling. I've talked to a couple Packers fans, like I said, that the season's probably over for them. I think when you lose this amount of guys, you can't recover from it. Especially like a Micah Parsons, Watson. If he misses this week, then you're behind the 8 ball. They got the Ravens too coming up, and Lamar Jackson, crazy
They got the
stat
Ravens.
after the Bears game.
Well, yeah, we about to win a division. I think as long as we put Detroit away, and it might not even matter because
We can rest
if
our
we
starters
handle
week 18.
business against the Niners
Yeah.
and obviously Green Bay, but
Bro, yeah. The
we'll
Packers have
see.
the Ravens. The Packers have the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is, I think, 15-0, 16-0 in weeks 15 through 18. He's never lost a game. And he just played really well against the
They just
Bengals
blew
last week.
out the Bengals. I
Yeah,
was kind of down on them before that game, but
but
yeah,
this is their
something's
time
up
to
with
get
the
back up.
Bengals. Maybe Joe Burrow shouldn't have said that shit.
Yeah. Hey, some
Because
motherfuckers be taking that
they
shit
had no
personal.
life.
But yeah, no, they didn't at all. And yeah, that team, Joe Burrow, poor performance as well. But back on the Packers, yeah, I think the Bears, we can handle them this week. And then we got the Ravens. They got the Ravens after. So I don't want to say it's over for them. They're still a really good team. This is a team that's well coached. Jordan Love's been playing at a high level minus, the Broncos game. So you can't ever count them out. But I think this is it's kind of trending towards like, all right, this is just not their year. They're going to have to wait till next year. But that's the crazy thing. They don't have no more first round picks. They're in a bad position with that. This was like an all-in year for them.
It was, and the challenge with that is you over leverage on one player. The injury risk in today's NFL is just so high. That's you have to factor that into those decisions as well. Even though Mike Parsons has been super healthy over his career, it just feels like everybody is bound to tear their ACL at some point in their career.
I know. Yeah, it's sad. And the production was there, 12.5 sacks. The defense was elite. So yeah, it's just sad. But moving on from the Packers, I think they're in a really bad spot. Let's talk about another division foe that has a lot of injuries that they're dealing with. The Detroit Lions. Now they just lost to the Rams, so now they're not mathematically out of the equation for the playoffs, but it's getting really impossible, dangerous levels for them to make the playoffs now with that loss. How do you feel about the Detroit Lions after that week? I mean, they were beating the Rams, they had the lead. Then just,
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, they went God mode on their ass. Blake Corum, Kyron Williams.
Yeah, their defense is horrible.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's bad.
excited to see that rematch if it means something at that point. You know what I'm saying? I would just want to run the fucking ball down their throat and see
Yeah,
Caleb make some plays in the passing game because I mean they put up 34, but shit,
gotta
defense
get a
is
stop.
trash and they're playing man the whole game. Like at some
That's
point,
not gonna
like
work.
you got to get that shit up. Puka Nacua almost had 200 yards. Like, come
He
on,
was
bro.
cooking ass. They don't have the secondary either to be doing man. They have a bunch of dudes out in the secondary. Brian Branch, Teron Arnold, corner from Bama, he's out for the rest of the season. So they don't have the resources to be doing that shit. One thing I did want to ask you about Detroit though, with Ben Johnson being the culture guy, changing things around in Chicago so quickly. Dan Campbell, it's been more of a struggle this season. He's had to take over play calling duties. His offensive coordinator that he hired, it seems like it was a miss. This team, they've lost some juice. How much credit do you think Ben Johnson deserved for the success with Dan Campbell? Is this year exposing how much the Lions needed Dan Campbell? I
That's a
mean,
good
Ben Johnson,
question.
how much the Lions,
I think Ben definitely allowed their head coach to really focus on the culture
the
setting
rah
and the
rah,
team
yeah,
building and being aggressive on 4th and 1 and things like that. He allowed him to free him up to be more of what he's been good at as a head coach. Now this nigga calling plays with his glasses on and shit. Looks like a totally different looks like a
lost
totally
his
different head
juice.
coach.
Yeah.
Lost his juice, so he's not that rah rah guy anymore because he's super dialed in to calling plays. So that's that's one thing I noticed. There's a big difference in, but also like they just can't stay healthy. Their defense has never been good. They've
Yeah,
prioritized the offense. They got all the weapons in the world, but
they can't stop teams.
they need to bring in a different defensive mindset because this whole man to man shit, that shit ain't it.
Getting fucking cooked, obliterated. But yeah, with the Lions, I mean,
Just
you look
blown
at
the fuck out.
you look at what Ben Johnson has brought to the Bears. Now, similar identity as what Dan Campbell's done over there. The run schemes, oh my God, they're beautiful. This run game is amazing, one of the best in the NFL. The creativity is there. The Bears go for it on 4th down too. We're aggressive as hell. If that Packers game we score a touchdown, we're going for it to win the football game. So the whole
No
mindset
question.
that Ben Johnson's brought over to Chicago just makes things very like, wow, damn, Ben Johnson really is that fucking guy. And personally, if it came down to between the two, I'd take Ben Johnson over Dan Campbell.
But yeah, I think Colin Cowherd said it best. He's the best coaching hire since Sean McVay.
I did see that this
Like
morning too.
I put him up with anybody in the league.
Mhm.
Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Mike Vrabel.
And he's not going to
Like
be scared
whoever wants
against
to
none of those
smoke, we with
coaches.
it.
Yeah.
Not at
He gonna be
all.
over there.
Not
Yeah,
at
he's gonna be
all.
over there in his bag. So really love what Ben Johnson has done this season. Let's switch over to Minnesota, the final team in the NFC North. Now, JJ McCarthy, he's been playing better. Good game against Dallas, and the week before he had 3 passing touchdowns. So he's trending in the right direction. Things are going good for him. What are your thoughts on this Minnesota team so far? The last couple weeks and last week.
Yeah, I think he's turned a corner. I think we went 15 for 24, 2 tuds and a rushing tud. I like what we got from him. Even if the run game wasn't really there, they only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. So
Terrible.
it was nice. It was nice to see them take that next step from a passing game perspective and put up 34 points.
Yeah, and it's Justin Jefferson's been kind of on the down with like getting yards and getting production and stuff, but JJ McCarthy, I think right now set priority to get him where he needs to be, and then let's like get this offense back. But him, building this momentum, finishing the season with the high note is obviously the goal right now. But I don't think that's stopping the rumors from speculating. I don't know how true this was, but there was somebody that put out something saying that Justin Jefferson is pushing for the Vikings to trade for Joe Burrow, and this would be a cheat code. For us, this would be poor, but Joe Burrow to the Vikings, I think he'd win a Super Bowl with the coaching, the talent on that team.
Yeah, it puts them right where they need to be. Obviously, he's got to stay healthy, but
I think they'd
um,
win a Super Bowl. Yeah,
if I was him, I would want to leave the Bengals outside of just having, a top receiving core in the league, but you'd be inheriting that in Minnesota. So that
like
would be tough
they're
to turn
poorly
down if
ran.
I was Joe Burrow.
Oh yeah, the Bengals, they're just poorly ran. Like the organization perspective, like they haven't got it right, with some of the free agency moves and stuff. Defense has been bad year after year. They're wasting Joe Burrow's, prime. And obviously him not being healthy has obviously hurt things too. But you look at a season like he had last year, almost threw for 5,000 yards passing, just had a lead ass season. It just didn't amount for nothing. They didn't get in the playoffs.
Exactly. One of the worst defenses in the league, one of the worst run organizations in the league. Went to the playoffs to his first 2 seasons, haven't been back since. He's been sacked more than Andrew Luck.
Yeah, it's
Got to
getting
get it
bad.
together, man.
It's getting dangerous levels. People are like, is he going to be the next Andrew Luck? Is he going to retire early too?
I mean, shit, you got the bread. You want your health at some point, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit, this
Taking a
game,
beating.
no. It requires a lot physically. And you got to pay that price when the motherfuckers around you ain't doing what they need to. It's the ultimate team sport for a reason.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening with that, Joe Burrow. I definitely think going to another spot does make sense, requesting a trade out of Cincinnati. Atlanta, I think, is a better situation than Minnesota for him, though. That's a team that's a quarterback away. The playmakers they have there, coach away, too. They need a fucking new coach over there. But I ain't trying to get brothers fired, but damn, Raheem Morris is not it.
Hey, shit. They got to try to not get themselves in these conversations. Fuck you
Yeah.
mean. They went all in. The roster is talented.
Yeah, it is.
How are we winning? They're losing all these one-score games. They beat Tampa Bay
They have
some
a
way,
12 and
somehow.
5
So
roster. That's what I'm saying. It's just like the
that's what
coaching,
I'm
the
saying.
blunders. It
Roster is
doesn't,
fire. They paid the money. It's just,
dude.
bad coaching.
Panics too, not being healthy is kind of hurt. His you know, him not playing to up to the expectations. Like, yeah, Drake London, Kyle Pitts just put up a masterclass game. Bijan
Feel
Robinson,
me?
they have everything,
They got a
bro. Their
whip.
offensive line is great too. So
They
it's
got a
crazy.
whip.
So yeah, Joe Burrow over there, he would win the chip. Um, Minnesota and Atlanta are the only two spots that make sense. Nowhere else, in my opinion. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.